Week number 7 of the high school football season brings us to Pickerington's Tiger Stadium as the Pickerington Central Tigers host the Lancaster Golden Gales for IVP Sports Buffalo Wild Wings Game of the Week. Hi again, everybody. I'm Josh Messerly, joined alongside by Tim Shoemaker and Marion Royster. Let's bring in Marion first, talk about the visitors from Lancaster. Gales got on track last week with a big win over Grove City. What could that do for them tonight?
Well, I think they can do a lot. They played really well. I think they got an unexpected shot in the arm a couple weeks ago when they inserted quarterback Curtis Young into the lineup at quarterback, and he did a really nice job as a really, really hard runner. It sparked a comeback in that game, and they were able to carry that momentum and get a much-needed win last week against Grove City. But this week against Pickerington Central, they're extremely talented, and in addition to being one of the top teams in the area, perhaps even in the country, they're going to look to avenge last year's loss. So they'll have their work cut out for them.
And Tim, Pickerington Central comes in 5-1 the year. A couple weeks ago they lost against Grove City, but they've rebounded nicely with a couple wins since then.
Yeah, they got knocked off over at Groveport and have bounced back. And, this is game 5. In the last 4 years, they've split. So this is like a game 5 tonight here as we're into the baseball playoff mode. And Coach Sherry is very resilient, and they defend their home field very well. I think they'll be quite ready to go early.
Should be a good one tonight between the Gales and the Tigers. This has been the Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events pregame show. Kickoff is coming up next.
Hi, I'm Carol Whittington, and I would like to invite you to stop by Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, located at 1540 Hubbard Drive in Lancaster. We are a small family-owned business and have been servicing the Central Ohio and Hocking Hills area since 2003. Graduations with a personal touch, weddings with a personal touch, corporate events with a personal touch. Please call us today for all your party rental needs, 740-689-6991.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our 2 locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Imagine your possibilities at Ohio University Lancaster Pickerington. With over 250 majors to choose from, I get a great college education at half the price of other schools.
A lot of large campuses have huge class sizes where the professors don't even know you. At Ohio University, the classes are very small and the support you have is fantastic.
Campus life is awesome. There's always something to do between all the athletic events, student groups, and activities that you can always find your place in.
Welcome home.
Welcome home.
Welcome home to Ohio University Lancaster Pickerington.
Hi, I'm Rich. Welcome to Lines Auto Service.
Lines Auto Service, a full-service preventative maintenance and automotive repair center. Our employees are dedicated, hard-working members of this community and care about you and your vehicle long after you leave. Lines Auto Service is family-owned and operated and uses the latest in diagnostic equipment to guarantee your vehicle is serviced correctly. We use only quality replacement parts, and our expert team of ASE certified technicians will treat you with courtesy and respect. Stop by and see us at Lines Auto Service, 268 North Broad Street in Bremen, and we'll look forward to calling you our friend.
Fairfield Medical Center took care of me like I was family.
I was made to feel like I was the only person that they were going to see that day, even though I knew that wasn't the case.
Everyone at Fairfield Medical Center was very attentive. They just put my mind at ease.
I was there for 12 days, and I felt comfortable there.
We were people to them, not a number. They took the time to get to know us, our personalities.
Well, they saved my life. How do you beat that?
I don't know how I could have gotten through it without them.
Experience Fairfield Medical Center.
IVP IBP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Football Game of the Week. Brought to you by Fairfield Medical Center, Ohio University Lancaster, Standing Stone Bank, North Body Shop, Dawn's Furniture, South Central Power, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, Fairfield National Bank, Jeffrey Wilson DDS, Matt Taylor Kia, Fairfield County Adam H., the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Parks, the Edwards Insurance Agency, Dagger Law, the Carriage Company, Cotter Insurance Agency, Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, the Huddle Tire Company, Fairfield Federal, Lines Auto Service, Sheridan Funeral Home, and Buckeye Lake Marina.
And we welcome you back to Tiger Stadium. A near capacity crowd here on the home sideline to see the Gales and Tigers tonight. And before we get underway our opening kickoff, let's get tonight's keys to the game, which is brought to you by North Body Shop, providing quality customer service, parts, reliability since 1975. Owner Mark North will provide you with a free written warranty on each estimate. That's Mark North of North Body Shop. He'll treat you right. Tim?
Well, when you look at the keys, Josh, I think when you look at Lancaster, they have to take care of the football and limit penalties so they can maintain the football and limit Pickerington's opportunities offensively. On the other hand, I think you have to see Pickerington be aggressive defensively, and then on offense use their speed to try and get on the width of the field to make big plays.
Talked about this in the open. This has been a very evenly matched series, the 28th all-time meeting. Central leads that 16-11, but since 2003, when the Pickerington High School split into two, it's been 10-7 in favor of Tigers, and the Gales have really given the Tigers all they want and more.
Well, just like we said in the pregame, you know, in the last 4 years, the two teams have split, and the last two games have been one-point games.
Exactly.
So, you know, this is like a match that made in heaven for us because it's going to be a dogfight one way or the other.
Let's send it down to Marion. Marion, what's it feel like down there on the field? Do you feel any energy down there on the sidelines?
A lot of energy. It seems like Pickerington came in ready to play. You know, they took the field, had a lot of energy, really loud, amped up. I can only assume that the Lancaster team feels exactly the same way, exactly the same way, have a perfect night tonight, weather-wise. The field looks great and should have some good football tonight.
Yeah, we'll talk about that field. It looks fantastic. And if you're looking at it, wondering, is that turf or grass? It is natural grass. And we'll talk about that here in a moment. The Gales won the toss, and they will receive, moving from south to north here at Tigers Stadium. As Coach Rob Carpenter likes to do when he wins the toss, he likes to take the football.
Well, as we spoke earlier, Josh, if you can maintain the ball, you can limit Pickerington's opportunities to score.
Yeah, Gales had a 10-minute drive that ended in a touchdown a couple years ago here against the Tigers, and they're hoping to repeat that. As back deep for Lancaster is Max Hamilton. Also George Sherrick as Drew Bookman lets this one fly. And it's going to go into the end zone. The Gales will be starting at their own 20-yard line. And Lancaster offense comes out onto the field. And we'll see which quarterback they're going to go with. May see a little bit of Titan Johnson, but we're led to believe that Curtis Young will be the starting quarterback tonight for the Gales.
Plus, they're going to use a lot of running backs, Josh. They share the ball a lot. A lot of people get opportunities, and Coach Carpenter will play the hot hand.
Gales averaging 27 points per game. Central defense allowing 19.5 per game. So set up here on 1st and 10, that familiar wing T formation, two backs behind Young. So go under center for the first play of the night. That's going to be a handoff straight ahead, and that's going to be Sage Hill with the carry, and he gets a nice pickup of 5 out to the 25-yard line. And in on the stop for Pickerington Central, number 20. That's it. Melise there on the stop.
That's exactly how you would draw it up. In the wing tee, the fullback must be a threat. And you feature him, and you're going to take 5 yards on first down all night.
Yeah, the Gales offense really has to win first and second down to be consistent tonight. Young looking over the sidelines for the signals. Gales definitely taking their time. And it's going to be a keeper straight ahead. And a decent pickup there. Actually, it's going to be a handoff to Sherrick. And Sherrick is just shy of a first down.
It sounds silly here in the first quarter, but these third down plays are huge as far as Lancaster being able to shorten the game down a little bit. When we say shorten it down is, take the clock and keep the ball and keep yourself close so that late in the game you have an opportunity to win the game.
3rd and 1 from the 29. And this one straight ahead, and it looks like Hill is going to have the first down.
Good thrust right there. It's only 2 yards, but it's a big 2 yards.
How many times do you think Lancaster will put the ball up in the air tonight?
I'd say if it's more than 3, that's going to be the over-under for me, unless, they get behind and feel they have to do some things to make up ground. But, right here's the necessary thing they need to do right now.
And it's going to be a handoff straight ahead, and pushing forward for another 5-yard chunk is Brock Thomas, who came into the game with 195 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns on 15 carries.
Well, if you notice, too, they've run the ball every time on the right side. And, they're really getting fired off the ball, pushing people. I know Marion's right down there and can see that line play. And it's pretty impressive right now. When you start gaining 5 yards and they know you're going to run it, that's impressive.
Running right behind number 73, Dalton Golden, the right tackle, 6 foot 360. And it's going to be handoff, and the ball's loose, and the Tigers recover. It was a handoff for Sherrick, but he never got the carry. And let's see who came up with it.
Number 6, Arshawn Williams recovers the fumble.
Yeah, that's just something that you can't do and expect to win. You cannot turn the football over in your territory.
First and 10 on the 38-yard
Watch a replay right here. I'm with you, Josh. I don't think he ever really had it right there, did he?
It looked like it might got punched out there.
Yeah, but if he had it, it wasn't very long.
Yeah,
no one saw it for a while.
I was standing here on the sidelines. Guys could see it. It looked like the ball almost went straight through. Like when he put the ball on the fullback's gut, just went straight through him.
Williams on that recovery, and here's a quick hitter to Lorenzo Stiles Jr. And he picks up 3 there on first down.
Yeah, he's their leading receiver coming in. That's who Crenshaw's going to look for most of the time. Little quick screen. It's the same as running the ball right there. You get it to a person that's talented, can run, and you get 5 yards.
Demetra Crenshaw, the quarterback, 6'2", 205 pounds, and a senior, won a state championship as a sophomore. In fact, set a state record in the championship game with 6 touchdowns. Crenshaw back to pass, throwing deep downfield, got a man wide open for an easy touchdown. That's J.K. Alston with the reception for the quick strike.
Yeah, some confusion secondary.
34-yard touchdown pass.
And for J.K. Alston, that is his first receiving touchdown of the season.
Number 8, Max Monaco, snap to number 17, Casey Middendorf, while number 32, Drew Bookman.
Certainly not how the Gales wanted to start.
Absolutely not. Here comes Bookman. He's already kicked 20 extra points this year.
We get a chance for number 21. Now we've got early movement up front.
Flag on the field.
And the Gales are in the neutral zone.
Yeah, they'll just decline that, I'm sure.
Dead ball penalty.
Here's the fake pitch right. Look at Crenshaw roll left. But look, he got himself on that left foot where he could get something on, and he made a perfect strike.
Our replays tonight brought to you by Matt Taylor Kia. Thank them for their sponsorship of our replays tonight. As Bookman out to attempt the extra point. Casey Middendorf, the holder. Kicks up, and the kick is good. With 9:13 to go here in the opening quarter, it is Pickerington Central 7, Lancaster nothing. We talked about it just moments ago about the field conditions. Marion, you're right there down on the field. I'm curious to know what you think of the field. Last year, the Tigers had a rainy night game about middle of the season that really tore up the field, and they had to move several of their late home games to other sites, but they put in some nice turf down there tonight. Marion, what do you think of that?
Yeah, whatever the field crew's doing here, they're doing it right. I mean, this field looks tremendous tonight. We were commenting before the game, Tim and I, that it almost looked like turf, when you see it from afar, and it almost plays like turf because the grass is cut so low. But to have that natural surface and be able to really, grab your footing when you're playing there, it's really, really a nice job again, and it's something that the Pickerington staff here should be really proud of.
And there's an effort underway to raise money for turf here and at Pick North as well. And there was also a levy on the ballot a couple years ago to build a new stadium. But tell you what, this nice grass field, I'm one of those guys who really appreciates the nice grass field, and this one puts all the turf to shame.
No, it's gorgeous. Shows the crown really well. And on another note, Bookman just kicked that 9 yards deep in the end zone.
Yeah, he's drilled a couple.
A weapon.
We'll get another look here in a moment at the conditions from last year's field, and you'll get a before and after. There's what last year's field looked like.
It's like a cow pasture, doesn't
Exactly. It's just a safety issue, certainly, for the players as well. Mariano, I'm sure in your experience, you played on some fields that were less than desirable.
Yeah, as much as I hate to admit it, my home field in college, Ohio University, was not very great at all during my time there. Now, they eventually got field turf, as many of the schools have done over the years. But, yeah, it really can create a disadvantage, especially for the receivers and the defensive backs, probably more so for the defensive backs, because the receivers know where they're going and the defensive backs don't know where the receivers are going. So when you have to stop and make sharp cuts, that can really be a disadvantage and hurt you, especially when you're not used to it.
Sage Hill there on the carry. Melise makes the tackle for no gain. Tigers are trying to plug up the middle, and at least a first down success there.
Going to T formation here.
And here's a handoff, and going straight ahead, I believe that was Sherrick on the carry. And he will get about a yard, maybe two, as C.J. Doggett with the stop. Bring up third and long.
Yeah, I like that idea right there, Josh, what they did, but Doggett did exactly that. He never got blocked, and he took him down.
Should mention that Pickerington Central without Ty Hamilton tonight, the senior outside linebacker, not in uniform, just in street clothes there on the sidelines, actually right in front of Marion. And not sure the reasoning, but DeWitt Melise stepping in to take his spot tonight. Gales definitely taking their time here on 3rd and 8 as Young just now goes under center.
Yeah, back to the wing with no fullback. Got to get a block there.
Jet sweep to Max Hamilton, and he will get a few yards out to the 25-yard line.
Taking the tackle, number 5, Garner Wallace.
And Garner Wallace there makes the stop, and the Gales will be forced to punt.
The fourth. Brings up 4th and 5 on the 25.
Well, Pickerington's defense looks like they're up to the challenge tonight.
Yeah, they are so far. Of course, Lancaster not really wanting to have to throw the football kind of makes it a little bit easier on the defense, I would think. High snap as Young will let this one go. And Stiles will give way, and both players thought the other one had it. And going back at the 20-yard line to cover it up, that was Justin Canini, and he was hit right after the play, but no flag.
Yeah, that's a big misplay right there. You got to catch that football, whether it's fair caught or you're trying to return it. That ball has to be caught. That's 15-yard loss on field position.
Yeah, certainly. The Tigers will have their second possession of the night.
It's all about communication, though, Josh, in all sports. You just have to be vocal and speak to your teammates.
Talked about baseball in the open. You got to communicate, mine, yours.
Yes.
1st and 10 Tigers. And here's Nick Mosley on the carry, trying to bounce it wide, and he'll get out to the 25-yard line.
Tigers, number 4, Nick
As eventually bringing him down was Casey Fink.
Tackle, number 12.
Yeah, Nick's over 750 yards for the year, and he's their number one weapon in the backfield.
2nd and 5 on the 26.
And Mosley was a guy who was used as a role player last year, and now becoming the man in the backfield for the Tigers.
They're spread now. They're going to spread it to run it.
And it's a little flip toss out to the edge. That's Alston trying to get to the corner, and he will be forced out of bounds on the Lancaster sidelines by Curtis Young.
I know that's called a pass, but in reality, that is a run. I mean, it's statistically, it's a pass. But, you know, I like that. I had a veteran football coach who I respect a lot told me that they now spread the field to run the football. You know, everybody thinks spread, it's wide open, we're going to throw it everywhere, and it's the old shotgun, and we're going to run the West Coast offense.
Right.
And he said, no, people spread it to run it now. Block less people.
3rd and 1. Handoff straight ahead.
Good penetration
and I'm not
by
sure
Lancaster.
that Mosley got it.
Now he's marking him short. Good penetration by the Lancaster defensive line.
That was Marasco rather on the carry, and coming right in there to make the play was Owen Snyder. And the Lancaster defense stands tall against a high-powered offense who came into tonight averaging 32.3 per game and rolling up 370 total yards. Back to punt it away is Drew Bookman.
See how he punts. He kicks it great. Pretty
nice
doggone good.
Hamilton will have to wait for a fair catch at the 26, and that is where the Gales will take over 1st and 10. Wanted to remind you that tonight's opening kickoff was brought to you by Sheridan Funeral Home. Sheridan Funeral Home is proud to be supporting high school football. They've been serving the communities of Lancaster and Fairfield County for over 100 years. For the 3rd time tonight that Lancaster will have possession. The first drive got off to a promising start before it bogged down.
Yeah, they featured the fullback. They were consistently going right, and then turned it over, and you know, kind of got shell-shocked on the second play. Now they got to make a possession here.
Young will keep it, go around the right end, and they get to the 30-yard line.
And be honest with you, and I'm not going to call anybody out, but I really felt like they missed a couple blocks the last possession that could have maybe gotten them those yards they needed. And, you know, they just got to find their people, you know, do their assignments. And Lancaster's as good as anybody at making those adjustments, making sure they get those things right.
Young looking over to the sideline. Sherrick in motion. That's going to be a keeper by Young, and this time the Tigers defense was all over it. William Dukes the 4th among others in there to lead the charge.
Yeah, they're just winning the battle right now in the trenches. Give Pickerington's defensive line and linebackers credit. They're just winning that battle right now.
No gain of play, 3rd and 6 on the 30.
Well, you got to think that the defensive coordinator Jeff Lamonaco may pack it in a little bit more for the Tigers, expecting Lancaster not to throw the ball much.
Almost everybody does, Josh, because that's how they play. But they still get it blocked, and they've had success doing it. But you know, this is a big rival game, and for Pickerington, they get as charged as Lancaster does.
3rd and 6, a double handoff. Snyder gets tripped up. Otherwise, he may have had the first down. Got out to the 33-yard line. Lancaster will be forced with a decision here on 4th down, and Coach Rob Carpenter will send out the punt unit.
Yeah, you got to play field position here. It's a little early.
Brings up 4th down, 4th and 3 on the 33. On the punt will be number 14, Curtis Young.
See another look at that play.
Yeah, you know, the whole idea of that double handoff is to influence the defense one way and then come back the other way. And, you know, he found a little gap there but got tripped up.
Back deep, Canini and Lorenzo Stiles Jr.
It's a good punt.
Canini will call for the fair catch at the 31-yard line.
14, Curtis Young is fair caught by number 21.
Yeah, and that's all you got to do when you're back there to return punts.
Yeah, you don't have to do anything fancy, that's for sure.
Hey, tonight's first half scoreboard sponsor is the Connor Insurance Agency. There is no place like Lancaster, Ohio and Fairfield County, and like you, owner Shirley Connor is proud to call them home. She would like to provide you with superior customer service, professionalism, integrity, and honesty. Learn more at ConnorInsuranceAgency.com.
They're packed in there on the student section tonight. Looks like a country western theme as Crenshaw will keep it on 1st down. That'll get a modest gain out to the 35.
Yeah, a little mix-up. Somebody missed an assignment or got confused, and he just had to be a little creative.
Carson Ranier.
Ranier on the stop for Lancaster with a little help from Zendel Graff.
Third and 7 on the 35.
Both of these teams don't seem to be moving with any urgency here in the first quarter.
No, the pace is fine for us.
We were used to last week seeing up-tempo between Amanda and Bloom Carroll. Here's Mosley on the keeper down the sideline, and he will have a first down.
What I liked, or what I saw right there, is he recognized early that there wasn't anything at the right spot, and he bounced outside early and got to the sidelines. Watch how quick he bounces outside here on this replay. And it's quick recognition. I know Marion was running back too, and that's important to recognize quickly where something isn't and make something else happen.
Crenshaw rolling out, looking downfield, finds a man. A nice catch there by Stiles on the sideline. Not too many players can climb the ladder and get that one.
Yeah, and you mentioned earlier, Tim, about Nick Mosley. He's, just an incredible runner, someone I've really been impressed with. Very technically sound, has great vision and speed, as you talked about, and he can also catch the ball very well out of the backfield. Had a 75-yard receiving touchdown last week, so he's really the complete back, the total package when you look at it.
3 on the 44.
Pickup of 7 on that last play. Nebraska will go in motion. Mosley gets the give, hurls over a man, and he'll have the first down to the 39.
And again, what Marion just said, he's a good vision. He's just sidestepped a player there to gain that extra 2 or 3 yards. That's just, sometimes that's natural. I'm not sure you can teach all those things sometimes. He just has an ability and talent, and he's using it.
He's also a young man that's had to grow up quite a bit. Tragically lost his older brother, Brendan, at the age of 13 back in 2013 after a 1.5-year fight with brain cancer. And,
oh, boy.
Really has stepped up to be the leader. He's a younger sister that he's kind of taken on that older brother role that after losing his brother, and teammates say that he's become a different young man. And really that's, provided some motivation to him after going through something just unspeakably tragic.
Those things will make you mature faster than a normal process for a young person, and kudos to him taking that.
No gain there on first down. Tigers once again spreading it out, empty set.
Using the whole width of the field here.
Crenshaw can't find anybody open, and now he'll check it down to Lorenzo Stiles with some running room up the sidelines, and he'll be forced out around the 32-yard line. Max Hamilton there to force him out.
Yeah, really good poise by Crenshaw right there. Watch here. He's in the pocket, contains pretty good for Lancaster, and he just finds his little check down. Good job by Stiles coming back to get the football.
He's also a guy that's not going to panic. He has been a starter since he was a sophomore, and a lot of starts as Gales get into the neutral zone. That'll cost them 5, and the Tigers will get a first down out of it.
Dead ball, encroachment, number 53. 5-yard penalty. Yardage results in a first down.
Mention our officials tonight. Our Mike the Ref is brought to you by Don's Furniture and Mattress, located at 1118 East Main Street in Lancaster. There's Fenton Moore, the referee tonight.
And umpire DJ Loy, linesman Todd Pachenik, line judge Jordan Nipper, and back judge is Aaron Shrine.
So those are your men in stripes, and Crenshaw's going to keep it on first down, and won't get much of anything there as the Gales did a good job of keeping him contained. Casey Fink there to force him out.
Well, Dalton Golden also had real good penetration to force him lateral instead of allowing him getting upfield.
Flag down the far side.
Illegal formation on the offense. 5 players in the backfield. 5-yard penalty, first down.
So that'll cost the Tigers 5.
And those kind of penalties will drive a coach absolutely crazy. Lining up improperly.
Yeah, those are what they like to call mental mistakes, am I right?
Yes, there's some other words they use sometimes too.
We can say that on TV at least. First and 15 as we are inside 1 minute to play in the quarter. Bubble screen. Garner Wallace with the catch and taken down right away. A flag thrown in. Eli Rathburn on the stop for Lancaster. We'll check the laundry here in a moment.
Flag on the field. And number 7, Cole Smith.
It looks like it's against the Tigers as they're backing up.
Illegal formation on the offense. 5 players in the backfield. First down.
Okay, we've got that alignment. We got that down, boys. Let's stop using it.
Well, you just saw a line change of players come into the ball game for the Tigers, and they will run a lot of players in and out of the lineup throughout a game.
You got to know how to line up.
Usually the officials help you out with that a little bit too.
He looks offside here on this side.
1st and 20. Canini on the bubble screen. Gale's all over it and will make the tackle, and a flag thrown in. A couple flags thrown in. Curtis Young in there on the tackle.
Hey, the back judge threw his so far he could pitch tomorrow night in the championship series.
Exactly.
Wow.
Sign him up.
Baby came flying in there.
Looks like it's a hold against the Tigers. We'll hear from Fenton Moore, who's getting a lot of FaceTime right now.
Block in the back on the offense. Number 53. 10-yard penalty from spot of the foul. First down.
From spot of the foul.
Said 53. Let's look for it. Right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
First down.
Good throw by the umpire, but even more impressive from the back judge, which you can't quite see in that shot.
Yeah, and there's the flag came into play, but he was 30 yards deep. Well, they keep marching, they'll be in the band, huh?
Yeah, that are up on Refugee Road, I think. 1st and 33. Toss to Stiles, trying to get the edge. Gets by one defender, but not a second. As Titan Johnson there to clean it up. And should the Tigers choose, that could be the last play of the quarter.
Yeah, Lancaster's done a good job this series here of really getting wide and defending the perimeter.
No play clocks here at Tiger Stadium, so you have to rely on the back judge.
Yeah, I'm surprised almost all high schools don't have it anymore because they can run it with today's technology wireless.
Right.
I'm just a little surprised.
And that will take us to the end of the first quarter with the score. Pickerington Central 7, Lancaster nothing. And we'll send it down to Marion. Marion, your thoughts on that first quarter?
Well, it's a pretty, stagnant quarter for the most part. The both defenses played really, really well. Other than a beautifully drawn-up play by Pickerington on what the second or third play of their first drive, where they went away from pursuit there, and really just the defensive backs on Lancaster just really kind of fell asleep on the play. They were able to sneak the backside receiver out on a post. Really hasn't been a whole lot going on, but you got to hand it to Lancaster for playing tough. They had the one turnover that I'm sure they wish they had back, something they really need to cut off. But they have played this Pickerington Central team tough, and they're going to want to continue that as the game plays on.
Well, you had to think Lancaster was thinking about ball control in a game like this and trying to limit the number of possessions that the Tigers have.
Yeah, they do generally play that way anyway, but it's just, I think they're going the wrong way, aren't they?
Yeah, they're going backwards.
578-3013.
It'll be 2nd and 28 from the Lancaster 44, and another penalty.
Flag on the field.
If you just tuned in, most of the first quarter was not a flag fest, but it's all of a sudden turned into one.
That must have been some movement.
Dead ball. False start. Yeah. Offense, number 44. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Remains second down, 2nd and 33.
So whatever they gained in that last play was just given back on another pre-snap penalty. The Tigers will be facing 2nd and 33.
Was that like 5 out of 6 plays that began here have had a penalty?
I think so.
That's pretty unbelievable.
I'll keep our statistician Beth Campetti busy calculating those. Here's a draw with Saran Smith. Gets out of one tackle, breaks another, And a double team will take him down. Curtis Young in there. And also Owen Snyder, the linebackers, cleaned that one up.
Yeah, Lancaster's defense is really swarming right now. They've smelled a little blood right now. They've, Pickerington shot themselves in the foot and have gone backwards in penalties, and now Lancaster's done a good job of really pursuing the football.
See what Coach Sherritt has in the playbook for 3rd and 34.
There aren't very many of those that you have per se for 3rd and 34, but you can get a big play here again.
Mosley will go in motion. Crenshaw rolling, looking. He's going to tuck it and run, get what he can, and get out of bounds. Forced down by Owen Snyder, but well short of the first down. And Tigers probably just thankful to be done with that series.
Well, you can play a little field position here. Yeah, it's right. Move on. But if you watch that play when they lined up, Josh, there were no receivers or backs to the right. Everything was this way, so they were just going to be conservative, take what they can get, and now play field position.
Hale's trying to hustle off a couple of defenders for this 4th down play. Bookman, another high one. And it's going to hit the 15. Take a Tiger roll out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. Tell you what, Drew Bookman got a good leg. That's for sure.
Nah, if you can punt and you can kick extra points and field goals, you're a weapon. We have Shirky over at Carroll. He's a weapon. Harry Davidson, year after year, plays that game. It's a big part of the football game.
And, we haven't seen him tonight. Philip Slater, also a good kicker for Lancaster.
Exactly.
And interesting enough, he's a member of the soccer team. He was invited to go kick for Lancaster. And, he rarely practices with the football team because of the soccer schedule. But now there's a possibility he may kick in college, and he never thought about that.
It's an amazing weapon to have. Here, Lancaster power to the left now. Look at the ball going left here, Josh.
Sherritt goes in motion, gets the carry, and gets some running room out across the 20, where he is taken down just shy of the 25 by Garner Wallace.
Yeah, the biggest gain of the night. Went a little power left that time. Got it blocked well.
Result of the play is a first down, 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line.
Sherritt had 11 carries, 64 yards, and a touchdown. Also a couple catches out of the backfield last week.
Well, you're going to see a lot of backs. Coach Carpenter runs a lot of backs in, and I don't think there could be anybody else to teach running backs how to play than Coach Carpenter.
Yeah, certainly when you play in the NFL at the running back position, you know a little bit about it, that's for sure. Sherritt one more time with a flag thrown in, spin move, running right into Don Marasco, who will not let him go.
That drive killer again. You know what that is when it comes from the umpire.
Yeah, most likely it's not good for the offense.
Making the tackle, number 9, Don Marasco, flag on the field.
Hale's already backing up.
Personal foul, chop block. Numbers 58 and 61 on the offense. Half the distance foul. First down.
And for fans out there, what that means is they have two people engaged in a block. One is blocking high and the other one then hits him low, and that's just a high risk of injury, and they've eliminated that. I don't know if we can see it here on the replay. Yeah, it was right in the middle right there. It was right here to the left of the screen. It's just very dangerous, Josh, and that's why they've cut that out of football.
I think that was on Abraham Alibi, the defender, who got hit high and low at the same time. And that's a costly penalty, too, for Lancaster. It'll back them up to their own 13 for 1st and 22. We're nearly 2 minutes into the second quarter.
Power right. Here it comes.
And here's a handoff, and it's going to be Brock Thomas getting a good chunk of that penalty back.
When they shift that power to one side or the other with the tight end, they're really starting to get it blocked.
And a lot of purple jerseys being committed to stop the run, and within just a few yards of the line of scrimmage. We talked about that earlier. You're going to expect that since Lancaster has not thrown a pass yet. Second 13 from the 22. Sherrick, nowhere to run there.
Yeah, timing was off. Quarterback bumped lineman, I think, that was pulling there, Josh, and just threw the timing off a little bit.
Hawkins and William Dukes Jr. there to combine for the stop. Bring up 3rd and long.
Well, I could do without that bell in my ear. I won't sleep all night.
Yes. You get the bell right below us from the speaker, and hear the voice of Tiger Stadium, Kevin McChesney, on the PA as well. 3rd and 12. They're going to put it up in the air, and Thomas is going to have a first down.
Nice play.
Number 14, Curtis Young, is complete to number 6, Brock Thomas.
Of course, every time they throw it, they shock you defensively.
Exactly.
You know.
Shock me calling the game, too. What is that, a pass?
It's a new thing.
Take a picture of it. Might be one of the few we see tonight.
39-yard line.
Well, you know, here Davidson won a state championship a few years back. You see the play right here. Found the hole in the zone defense and made the first downs big. Keeps this drive after starting out with a big penalty like that. That's a big series so far for the Gales. If just take care of the football.
That's been a bugaboo for them this year. And a handoff up the middle, and no running room there. Gales came into tonight -4 turnover ratio, and now they're -5 with a fumble earlier.
You know, it's just one of those things in most sports. It's just hard to win if you lose that ratio. Just because the majority of points and scoring comes from having the ball.
1 yard gain.
Sure.
Play, 2nd and 9 on the 40.
Unless you get a really, really good defense, but yeah.
It's still hard on
right.
defenses because then you put them out there and eventually, Marion talked about, offense knowing where they're going and defense is kind of trying to predict where they're going. It's better to have the ball if you want to score. There's the T formation again.
And here's a handoff, and hit right at the last scrimmage was Carson Rainier, and he falls forward for about a yard, maybe 2. They'll bring up 3rd and long.
7 on the 43.
There's some really good contact in the line right now. There's no love loss right now, and they're playing to the end of the whistle. I kind of enjoying the competition down here. We'll see who can keep their composure.
Curtis Young looking over the sidelines. Back judge hasn't held his hand up yet, and there's looks like a busted play.
Yeah.
Young got hit right away. Looks like his fullback ran right into him.
Spacing just wasn't right, Offense, Josh, no matter what kind of offense you run, whether it's T and power formation like Lancaster or spread like that, it's all about the details. You agree with that, Marion?
Absolutely. It also is all about timing, and it only takes just, as you said, the wrong alignment or somebody takes a false step or something like that to throw a whole play off. So, again, where you line up, the timing of, when the meshes hit in an offense like what Lancaster runs, extremely important.
Wow. Young gets this one off, a nice one. Styles on the return, breaks out of another tackle, and he's still on his feet. Stumbles just shy of the 40-yard line. A nice return for Lorenzo Styles Jr.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that was necessarily poor tackling as much as that was just good hard running on the return by Styles.
Young man that's got a lot of Division I college interest. We'll get another look at that
return.
That's
a nice punt. Watch how hard he runs back through here. Right there, he just stayed, kept his feet moving. And yeah, got to hit him a little harder if you want to get him down. You're finding out that Lorenzo Styles is a pretty doggone good runner.
Crenshaw will dump it out on the bubble screen and taken down right away. On the catch was number 24, Brooks Kunkel.
Yeah, real good tackle here on the perimeter too. Space.
Also a flag down.
Illegal shift on the offense, number 24. Penalty is declined. 2nd down.
Tell you, Pickerington just got some things to work out offensively here between getting lined up properly and then some shifts issues, people moving, and be a little frustrating week 7. Those things really should be worked out. Right now.
Mariano, the coaches saying anything about penalties down there on the sidelines?
I haven't heard anything yet, but they'll probably get a talking to at halftime.
There's a carry on 2nd down.
Number 18,
Austin on the carry there for the Tigers. And Central's been a team over the last few years have been heavily penalized, but seemingly overcome it.
Well, I wouldn't want to rely on that.
No,
I know Coach Sherritt's success is really unmarked, high success, but I personally wouldn't want to have to rely on making mistakes and trying to have to work through them all.
Tigers will be facing a 3rd and 5 from their own 43. 5 wide as Crenshaw looks over the defense. Plenty of time. Now the pocket breaks down, being chased. Can Graff get him? That'll be Snyder who will force him out of bounds. Looked like he went out just shy of the chains. Marion may have a better view down there on the field.
Forces him out of bounds, number 73, Dalton Golden.
Looks like Crenshaw did go out just shy.
Brings up 4th and 2 on the 46.
Yeah, really good job by Lancaster. Kept him in contained here on the right side and then chased him down. The Lancaster defense has been very, very attentive tonight to keeping them within a position where they can get to them and swarming after the ball. Very impressed.
A lot of veterans on that defensive side for Lancaster to try and help out a young offense. Tigers running on a late player. Doing a couple of shifts here on 4th and short, and now they're going to have to burn a timeout or no?
No, they were trying to get Lancaster to jump, Josh.
Dead ball, delay a game, offense. 5-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
Sometimes the Lancaster line gets a little aggressive and assertive, and they thought, well, maybe we'll catch him here and pick up a 1st down. And what? It was 4th and 2, so that's a good risk right there, especially when you have Bookman kicking.
And Tigers have been known to roll the dice and fake punts. Seen Coach Sherritt in a playoff game even roll out a fake punt. Another high kick by Bookman. Coming up to Hamilton, loses it, and falling on it. Wow. Casey Fink, Johnny on the spot to avert disaster.
That was end over end, that ball. It was really spinning. It's not one of Bookman's best, but
take the result.
Wow. That could have been disaster right there. You've played really pretty well all half. You had one breakdown. Here's the replay of the punt. Watch it go end over end here, and it's spinning. I don't know if we can tell from the video, but he just couldn't grab it.
That was Dom Marasco who slid in there, and it went off of him and went backwards. Otherwise, the Tigers would have recovered. And here's a keeper by Young. We get back to live action. He'll get a couple yards there.
Yeah, they really haven't allowed the quarterback to get free here. Pickerington's done a good job. You know, Lancaster does like to use their fakes and then use the quarterback follow, where he follows the back that he faked to, but no success as of right now with that.
I wonder if the Tigers are using some sort of alignment. Also, since that first series, you kind of see a shot there of how they're lining up to try and clog up this wing T offense.
Well, it's a 4-4 defense. I mean, 4 down linemen and 4 linebackers. And
Sage Hill on the carry, gets maybe a yard or so. And right in to Tyler Gillison. Also running in there to Kenai Hopkins.
3rd and 6 on the 23.
We tick down to 4 minutes to play in the half. Lancaster showing some patience on the offensive side.
Power left.
Carpenter will reset to the left. Now Sherrick on the sweep, and he will go nowhere. Ran right into the arms of DeWitt Malise. And the Gales go 3 and out. A good job by the Tiger defense to turn back Lancaster.
Yeah, it stiffened up a little bit. It does come down to a toughness thing. You know, Lancaster tries to test your will and see how tough you are in that interior defense of yours, and give Pickerington credit. They withstood it and stood them up and held them to 5 yards and 3 downs.
Looks like Coach Rob Carpenter is going to burn his first timeout as he's standing right next to the official. And he does. And that'll give us a chance to remind you.
Timeout, Lancaster. First charge timeout.
The tonight's timeouts are being brought to you by the Carriage Company, located at 1031 North Memorial Drive. You can check out their website at carriagecompany.com.
And let's say thanks to South Central Power. They salute all linemen, so we're proud to present our Lineman of the Week during the 2019 high school football season. Each week, we're spotlighting different linemen from South Central Power and the local high school team. So follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter to see all of our great linemen. Profiles will also be available on southcentral.com. South Central Power, we're your hometown energy town.
Love that promotion. That's a good that they're highlighting the offensive lineman, defensive lineman, because those guys are literally the unsung heroes.
No, I mean, and they're the core of the game. I mean, it all starts there. I mean, who touches the ball every time you have the ball, no matter what? The center. Yeah. Nah, that's a great award, and we appreciate South Central Power team doing that.
Canini and Stiles Jr. back deep, awaiting this punt from Curtis Young. This one a short one. It'll bounce and take a Gales roll, and it will stop at the 34-yard line. So with 2:51 to go in the half and 3 timeouts, Tigers are thinking about getting some more points on the board.
Well, Lancaster's been really sound defensively here. Now we'll find out if they can finish the half out. They've played well defensively all half. The exception of just, one play, the second play that Pickerington had, but see, Pickerington puts them in some situations where they're not as comfortable.
Yeah, Jaquie Alston and Demetri Crenshaw hooked up for the only score of the game. And that's been it. Here's a handoff to Stiles. Stiles gets shoved out of bounds. It looks like he may be close. Marion, can you tell if he's got that first down?
I could not see, kind of went out of bounds right out of my line of vision here towards the sideline. But
they're waving him on.
Yep, they're moving the flag, so it looks like he did get it.
And more importantly for the Tigers, he gets out of bounds to help preserve some time and save a timeout.
Well, they're using Stiles really well. He's really a good runner, and you run that little jet sweep, and he comes flying across, and he does a nice job.
Crenshaw will work out of the guns, a quarterback draw, and he will get near midfield. As Rainier there to Carson Rainier wraps him up. And now a timeout taken for an injury.
Boy, I hate to see that.
Yeah.
Holding his knee.
Can't quite see the number.
Happens every week, I know, but I just hate to see it for players.
Certainly looks like he's in some difficulty there, grabbing lower body. We'll remind you that our halftime band show is brought to you by the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Crematory and Monuments, family owned and operated since 1889. Check them out at funeralhome.com. The Frankie Smith Funeral Home, respect for tradition, regard for change. Also, Fairfield Federal, when it comes to our customers and our community, we go above and beyond to help personal or business banking. Whatever you need, we take it seriously because we know you do. The difference is clear. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan specializes in banking that revolves around you. Remember, FDIC, equal housing lender. We'll tell you that the halftime show will be the Lancaster Band of Gold performance yesterday at the Parade of Bands at the Fairfield County Fair, so stay tuned for that coming up. Crenshaw on the keeper, goes around the end, hurdles a man, has the first down and more, breaking a tackle. They'll get down to the 36-yard line for a first down.
You know, when he knows he's going to run the ball, he's much more assertive than when he's back there looking to pass and then he has to create. That was as aggressive as I've seen him run the ball tonight.
Should mention that.
Watch right here. He made that cut, hurdle a defender, and he ran hard. Much more decisive.
Cancini, by the way, was the injured player. He's walking on the sidelines right now with the trainer trying to get loosened back up.
There he is again.
Crenshaw at the keeper. And he will have a 5-yard gain. Tristan Rothenberger. There you see Cassini walking on the sideline, trying to work it out.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be okay, hopefully.
It's a good sign. Like you said, you hate seeing injuries.
Especially lower body.
Yeah. Crenshaw's got a handoff to Mosley. Will be just shy of the first down marker. We tick down near 1 minute to go in the half. Tigers still with all 3 timeouts. Gales trying to change up personnel. And a quarterback sneak. And Crenshaw ran to his own man, peeled off, and will pick up the first down as he ran right in to number 53, Keaton Snyder, the guard.
He stayed active, didn't he? Did you see Tom Brady get 2 touchdowns last night on quarterback
sneaks?
That,
sorry.
He got 2 touchdowns on quarterback sneaks.
Timeout.
That's a timeout
Pickerington
by the Tigers.
First charge timeout.
That's a Tom Brady-like move there.
Exactly. He got that second one last night, and when they interviewed him after the game, he was all smiles from ear to ear. He really enjoys that competition of running 1 yard or yard and a half.
Yeah. So 51.9 seconds to go. Both teams have 2 timeouts to go.
This is the first time they've really had Lancaster on their heels, Josh, defensively. I think Lancaster, like I said, I think they've had an outstanding first half defensively. And right now, you feel like they've kind of got them backing up and not sure right now. Caught him on the outside. Crenshaw caught him on the inside.
I'll ask Marion, I don't know if you feel like I do on this, but this can be a big series if the Gales can keep the Tigers off the board going into the half. It could really give them a lot of energy going into the break.
Absolutely, it could. Really could do a lot for momentum. You know, when you talk about the Gales, they've done a fantastic job outside of, again, that first series where they allowed that long touchdown. But if they can keep them out of the end zone here, that's huge.
Crenshaw on the option's going to keep it, and he'll get forced out.
Run by number 10, Demetri Crenshaw.
Crenshaw will pick up 5, steps out of bounds with 47 seconds to go.
If you'll notice during this whole series, though, Pickerington's adjustment has been, number 1, run the ball, and number 2, it's featured Crenshaw running the ball. That is different from the whole rest of this first half, Josh. You got to give their staff credit for seeing that and making that adjustment.
We'll see what adjustments both teams make at halftime. Sometimes you got to make an adjustment to the adjustments.
You do.
Picked up 8 there, so it'll be 2nd and 2 from the 15. Crenshaw is going to keep it around the left side, and he gets forced out of bounds at the 11.
Forcing him out of bounds, number 12, Casey.
Yeah, I mean,
enough for a first down.
It's just been Demetrius Crenshaw show here this whole drive.
On the 11-yard line.
Well, and you also have an excellent kicker in Drew Bookman, so that certainly helps.
Yeah, but they're not looking for 3
no,
here.
They're going for 7 for sure. Tigers break the huddle with the split backs behind Crenshaw, who go under center. Play action, booting to his right, looking, throws back and incomplete. That'll be a wise overthrow out of bounds there.
Pretty good choice. A lot of young people cannot make that decision. That it's better to just have an incompletion.
And of course, that's a sign of a mature quarterback.
Absolutely.
He's been a 3-year starter.
No guarantees, though, believe me.
You've pulled your hair out with some seniors, huh?
Sometimes it takes a little longer for some people to learn things, but that's very impressive by Crenshaw right there. It's not going to happen this play. We'll live for the next one.
2nd and 10 from the 11. They hand off Saron Smith straight ahead. Rainier drags him down inside the 10. And the Tigers will burn their 2nd timeout. We have 30 seconds to go.
Pickerington Central, 2nd charge timeout.
You see how close they get, and on this play. If they don't make it, we'll Coach Sherrod on the spot here a little bit. You got a grip kicker, but you're also inside the 10-yard line. Got some other games going tonight pretty big.
I'm trying to get some
playing
scores
their neighbors
here.
Groveport over there.
Let me find that score for you. It is 14-0 in the second in favor of Groveport.
Wow. Canal has not lost yet.
OCC Ohio play Gahanna leading Reynoldsburg in the second, 7-0. A winless Gahanna team.
Yeah, which is shocking.
Exactly.
It's shocking. They've always had a decent club, but that just shows you get in league play, you better be ready every night.
Fisher Catholic up 21-7 on Fairfield Christian the second. Let's see what Pickerington North And Grove City is up 2, if I can find that. 24-0, Pick North over Grove City. That's in the second.
Pickerington North's really just starting to find their legs a little bit, it looks like.
Yeah, that win over Dublin Coffin a couple weeks ago, I think, might have saved their season.
Yep, you are correct on that.
3rd and 7 from the 8. Crenshaw on the option. Toss to Stiles, flag thrown. Zindel Graff will pull him down just shy of the marker, but we'll see what the laundry's about.
I bet it's holding.
A lot against the Tigers tonight.
Holding the offense, number 24. 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
I'll get my lottery ticket on the way home. How about that?
I was going to say Eagle Eye Tim strikes again.
Yeah, guys, and that seemed to be a much longer developing play. It was, an option to the wide side of the field. The pitch was very late, and when you have a slower, longer developing play like that, you're asking your blockers, particularly your blockers out on the perimeter, to do a lot more work and hold their blocks that much longer, and that can lead to holding calls like we just saw.
3rd and final charge timeout.
You ever have to block as a split in, Marion, huh?
Oh, yeah, all the time, all the time. I got one holding call against West Virginia my senior year, and I'm still mad at the referee for calling that one. I thought it was a cheap call.
I was going to say, it was probably bogus, right?
Absolutely, absolutely it was.
Every player thinks he's not holding.
No truer statement than that.
Yeah.
So the Tigers burn their final timeout with 21 seconds to go.
Well, interesting call here to see what play he calls, because it's really going to be pretty much difficult to get a first down because the 10 yards ends at the 1. If you complete it and don't get a first down, you have no timeout, and you've got a pretty for sure kicker here.
But you can't clock it if you're in the field of play because it's 3rd down to be 4th down.
Exactly. So a lot of things here. It's interesting. We'll see what Coach Sherritt comes up with.
I would think he would probably emphasize that to his players in the huddle there as they come out to the field. And now a timeout taken by Rob Carpenter and Lancaster. Their second.
Timeout, Lancaster. 2nd charge timeout.
This is kind of like basketball here. You take one timeout, see what the team lines up in, and then call another timeout.
Sometimes you do it just because maybe you haven't gotten the message to your group. That a couple things you might want to just remind. I mean, if you haven't practiced things, it's not going to be that well run anyway. But sometimes too, and you just want to pace. You might feel your team's a little tired. Lancaster defense has been out here a lot this period. So maybe just give them a little extra blow, let them clear their head, make them understand the situation here.
Guys, just a really quick housekeeping item. I had a chance to talk to Ty Hamilton, the outstanding defensive end for the Pickerington Central Tigers. He has a knee injury. He did say it was not a serious knee injury. I asked him if he felt okay. He said, yeah, he feels just fine. But they're holding him out of this game for precautionary reasons. I also asked him if he was ready to sign up and lace him up for the Ohio State Buckeyes next year, and he said, oh, yeah, absolutely is. So looking forward to playing next year for the Ohio State Buckeyes with his brother also.
Yep, following the footsteps of Devon, who was a good player for the Tigers. Saw him make some plays last week against Michigan State. 3rd and 13 from the 14. Crenshaw throwing for the end zone for Stiles. He's got it. Touchdown, Tigers.
Do you notice how much more comfortable Crenshaw is rolling left? Almost all right-handers are much more comfortable because they get their shoulder. He is so comfortable going left, Josh. Big call by Coach Sherritt and the Tigers right there.
10th touchdown through the air for Crenshaw. And Stiles has his 4th of the year. Bookman to add the extra point.
And remember, Lorenzo's a junior, I believe. Stiles junior, so got good bloodlines there.
I was going to say, yes. His dad an assistant on the team as Bookman drills the extra point.
And the ball was even tipped.
A good look there at Lorenzo Stiles Jr.
Yep.
He knows he's on camera. Yeah, we talked about Devon Hamilton at Ohio State, but watching that Michigan State game last week, there were a couple former Tigers out there in the field. Trenton Gillison getting some time at tight end, and also Xavier Henderson at safety, a couple of members of the 2017 state champs.
I'll tell you, Trenton Gillison played first base on their baseball team, and as you know, I sometimes go out there and officiate a few baseball games. He is the chattiest, neatest kid.
Nicest young man, yes.
He is one of the finest I've ever met.
Got a chance to interview him a couple of times on radio, and yes, a great young man. And,
yep.
We got a chance to see that drive summary. 12 plays, 66 yards, 240, a 14-yard touchdown pass from Demetric Crenshaw to Lorenzo Stiles Jr. to cap off a brilliant 2-minute drill.
Well, give them credit. I thought the Lancaster defense competed really hard still in that situation. They've just been out there a long time, and eventually you're going to be susceptible to having a play made against you.
Here's a squib down the middle. We taken by an up back. And some decent running room out near the 45-yard line with 14 seconds. Gales still have a timeout to go. Dominic Carpenter on the return.
Yeah, it's dream. Running hard.
Let's see what Rob Carpenter and company decide to draw up here. You got to think they would maybe take a shot downfield.
Well, you have to also be aware that, you know, if you don't make, you know, if you have an interception, it could come back and haunt you. I mean, on a return. But
sure,
you know, at this point, you just probably want to go in at halftime. I mean, he may throw one. You got speed on the outside there.
You got Casey Fink lined up wide to the left. Back to pass, Titan Johnson in the ball game, throws it up for Fink, and that ball is it caught? Looks like dual possession. No, they're going to say intercepted. That's picked off by Arson Williams, his first interception of the year.
I don't mind the call. Just throw it deeper and let him run and catch it, or nobody catches it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't make a jump ball out of it.
Guys, I'm guessing that they were running that play specifically to try to get in the field goal range.
Right.
You know, just a jump ball, again, just a quick play again, because Pickerington was most likely expecting that, so they tried to get a jump ball, maybe get lucky, get the ball down and kick a field goal, but all for naught.
And Crenshaw will just take a knee, and the Tigers will go in up 2 scores at halftime.
And that's the end of the second half of your Tigers leading.
28th meeting between the Lancaster Golden Gales and the Pickerington Central Tigers. It is 14-0. Tigers over the Gales at halftime. Stay tuned. Coming up next is the halftime band show, sponsored by the Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory and Fairfield Federal. You're watching the Buffalo Wild Wings Game of the Week on IVP Sports.
IVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Football Game of the Week. Brought to you by Fairfield Medical Center, Ohio University Lancaster, Standing Stone Bank, North Body Shop, Dawn's Furniture, South Central Power, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, Fairfield National Bank, Jeffrey Wilson DDS, Matt Taylor Kia, Fairfield County Adam H., the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Parks, the Edwards Insurance Agency, Dagger Law, the Carriage Company, Connor Insurance Agency, Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, the Huddle Tire Company, Fairfield Federal, Lines Auto Service, Sheridan Funeral Home, and Buckeye Lake Marina.
On the offense, number 20. That penalty will be declined. They'll bring up fourth down.
And we're going to give you this game ball here because you're a Tiberios fan of the game. And thanks for being here, Jacob.
Thank you. The Polar Bears are your OAC tournament champions. First time since 2009. What an exciting finish for the Ohio Northern Polar Bears.
And be very proud of this trophy because you've earned it.
Come experience the Huddle Tire difference. Locally owned and operated since 1910, we're your independent tire and auto repair shop. We carry all major brands of tires, including Goodyear, Cooper, BF Goodrich, and many more. But we're more than just tires. From safety inspections to alignments, brakes, shocks, and struts, even preventive maintenance, we can handle it all. Enjoy the ride at Huddle Tire Company, 300 South Columbus Street, or we can be reached at our website at huddletire.com.
At Dagger Law, we have more than 110 years of combined expertise in nearly every part of law.
What I think sets us apart from any other law firm is our ability to work together.
With us, you're getting a trusted partner, in addition to a team who can help you with a growing business, changing family, planning your future, or dealing with land issues.
It's a challenge every day, and you meet an awful lot of nice people.
Your case matters. We'll take the time and the energy to ensure that you have a quality experience, quality representation.
Whatever you need, we have a lawyer who can help. Dagger Law. Local, trusted, experienced.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Now taking the field, your 2019 Lancaster High School Band of Gold. This morning, the band will be performing its 2019 competition show titled Champion. Selections include Fly to Paradise by Eric Whitaker, Red Pony by Aaron Copeland, My Old Kentucky Home by Stephen Foster, and William Tell Overture by Rossini. Featured soloists this morning are Joe Zizka on clarinet, Emma Dieter, color guard, and JT Travis on trumpet. The show also features the brass quintet of Kyle Miller, Ashton Bales, Kenzie Straits, John Carroll, and Murray Robertson. Let's hear a big Fairfield County welcome for field commanders Emma Mace and Rachel Culver and the Lancaster High School Band of Gold. Let's give another round of applause for the 2019 Band of Gold. And now, for a Lancaster High School favorite, Long Train Runnin'. Lancaster High School Band of Gold is under the direction of Mr. Benjamin Factor, Assistant Director, Mr. Jared Smith, Percussion Instructor, Mr. Bruce Gerken, Color Guard Instructors, Kylie Canfield and Britt Tisdale, and Brass Instructor, Mr. David Bodie. The band recently received an overall superior rating at the 39th Annual Band of Gold Invitational, qualifying them for participation at the OMEA State Marching Band Finals for the 39th consecutive year.
Welcome back to Tiger Stadium. Josh Messerly alongside Tim Shoemaker, Marion Royster down on the sidelines. 14-0 Pickerington Central on top of Lancaster as we get to start the second half of play. And our first half summary brought to you by Fairfield County Parks. And Tim, a couple touchdowns for the Tigers. I mean, you know, there wasn't a lot of moving up and down the field, but certainly enough to get some points on the board.
Well, one big play and then a well-executed 2.5-minute, drive at the end of the half. So give credit to the Tigers. And, you know, when you look at halftime statistics and Lancaster's winning the time of possession, which is one of the things you want to do. But what stands out for me is Lancaster only having 78 yards, and that's a credit to the Pickerington defense, Josh.
Yeah.
You know, when you're outgained 178 to 78, that's big, and 2 turnovers.
Yeah, it certainly makes a difference.
Yeah, well, you know, the last one not so much because they were, at the end of 14 seconds to go and a half. But that first one really hurt.
Score.
That just really hurt, put you in a hole right away. And, you know, in athletics and sports, what you want to do a lot of times is you want to make the other team uncomfortable, and they have not been able to make Central really uncomfortable yet. So, give Central credit. I thought defensively they were outstanding. They've done what they needed to do. You know, I thought a big adjustment within the game in the second quarter is they went back to the quarterback rushing. They had spread it out a little bit, tried some different things, but you know, the bottom line came down to is Crenshaw just kind of dominated the second quarter offensively for the Tigers.
Our halftime stats are brought to you by Dr. Jeffrey Wilson, DDS. With over 35 years of experience, Dr. Jeffrey Wilson and his staff are committed to provide the best dental services to their patients. Happy patients make perfect smiles, and Dr. Wilson and his staff will make sure your dental health and comfort is their top concern. Accepting new patients, he is currently located in Bremen, but will be expanding and bringing his years of experience to Lancaster in the fall of 2019. His office can be reached at 740-569-7563 to make an appointment. And our first half summary was brought to you by Fairfield County Parks, inviting you to Rock Mill Weekend, Saturdays and Sundays until the end of October at Steebleton Park and Rock Mill in Lancaster. To a restored 1824 grist mill on the last Sunday of each month. See how milling was done over 100 years ago. Go down to the gorge or enjoy the stunning view from Rock Mill's covered bridge. People come from all over the U.S. to see Rock Mill. Have you seen this fantastic piece of history in our own backyard? See FairfieldCountyParks.org for details. And if you haven't done it, go check out Rock Mill.
Have you been down there?
I have. I've actually filmed it.
Me too. Isn't that great?
It is.
What they've done. I just had some friends down this weekend from Akron, and I said, you got to stop out there and see this. And they absolutely loved it.
Let's send it down to Mari on the sidelines. Just want to get your impressions of that first half, Marion.
Well, again, it was just, kind of a tale of just Pickerington making a couple really big plays. One, of course, on the first drive of the game, second or third play in, they hit the big post play down the middle. And then, they're right at the end of the half. They were able to hit that corner out in the back of the end zone. Again, just great talent. Dimitrick has done a fantastic job tonight, and I think they're going to be looking to continue that. But Lancaster really has to get things going for them, especially here on offense.
Stiles on the return, gets out across the 25-yard line before he is taken down. On the stop, Sam Fink for Lancaster, and Central will start first and 10.
Yeah, not bad coverage right there. Kicked it to the 2 and 26-yard return, but that's still pretty doggone good coverage, good open field tackle.
Crenshaw will work under center this first play to start the second half. And it's going to be a handoff to Nick Mosley down the sidelines. It's a foot race. Can anybody catch him? 20, 10, 5, stiff arm, touchdown Tigers.
72 yards.
The only question was whether anybody could get there, but Nick Mosley put the little stiff arm out there just in case anybody got close.
Well, we talked about him earlier. Watch right here. Really good block.
Number 32.
He could drive a truck through that hole.
I think he could drive an Army tank, to be honest with you. It's well blocked, and once he got to the sideline, there's just no doubt. You know, we talked about him in the first half and what a special player, but also a special person he has become.
That's number 11 on the year for Mosley, as tacking on the extra points. Drew Bookman makes it 21-0 in favor of Pickerington Central. These two teams played 1-point games the last couple of years, but Lancaster's offense just struggling this season, and especially in tonight's game. And 21-0 seems like a huge hill to climb.
It is when you play that way. You still have to be patient. You have to stay with what you do well. You just got to do it a lot better. And 78 yards a half is just not going to cut it.
Drew Bookman will be out there to kick it off for the Tigers. Talked about his strong leg, likely to put this one in the end zone. I think the first kickoff was about 8-9 yards deep.
Yeah, impressive. I mean, you're talking 69 yards in the air. I mean, that's pretty impressive for a high school player. But I'm wondering, as the kicking seems to improve yearly for especially a lot of the bigger schools, Josh, is you got to move it back to the 35 a little bit to create more return.
Well, there's also the argument, too, that's for player safety. You see some changes made in the college game, too. That one didn't quite make the end zone. Hamilton going to get a chance to return this one. He is taken down right at the 25-yard line.
Returns the kick for number 32.
I don't know. I mean,
number 7, Cole Smith.
Marian's got the most football playing experience, but I'm like, okay, I understand. Make sure we have rules for safety, but it's football. Sometimes people get knocked down. Marian, what do you think about that as far as the kickoff?
Well, that's one of my favorite plays in the game, to be honest, the kickoff return. Especially, when I was a returner in high school and in college, I was actually one of the upbacks blocking for our returners. And, I always kind of appreciated that part. That was what really got you going, the first play of the game, if it was, where, you had, some guy screaming down the middle at you and you had to, go head up with them. And you had to be ready. You had to pack a lunch and be ready to take it in the teeth sometimes. But, again, I'm kind of old school like that. I can kind of see both sides where, in some instances, they do want to, make the game a little safer. That's one of the things they can do. But again, if it's going to be in the game, heck, then, you might as well just kind of let them play the play out and kind of see what happens.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. I feel the same. I mean, like you said, otherwise, let's just hand them the ball and give them the ball in the 25 or whatever.
Yeah, just give them the ball to 25 then and just take it out.
I agree.
And there's been that argument made by some.
I mean, there's always going to be some injuries and some people get knocked down and some things we hate to see it, whatever. But I'd like to see some statistics on the percentage or number of those that happen on kickoffs or kickoff returns. And, on a side note, Lancaster's had 2 really good plays here, Josh, to start this half.
Yeah, a nice carry there by Sage Hill for 5 yards there on first down.
Like I said, you got to stay to your script, but you got to get a little more urgent, and you got to do it better.
I think we've seen a couple of pass plays for Lancaster. One was intercepted, one went for a first down.
T formation again here. The old T.
Young will hand off, and getting taken down right away was Owen Snyder. That was blown up immediately as Tyler Gillison there to make the tackle.
Shot through there like he's coming out of a cannon.
It looked like he came unblocked. They'll set up 3rd and long.
Just hunting gaps right now, I mean, they just know that the Gales aren't going to throw the ball, so, you can't just send everybody full house all the time because bad things will happen. But, if you're patient like he was right there and shot the gap.
And immediately hit was Young as he gets it out in the flat, but not going to get there is A.J. Locke is coming in there and making the big hit was Dakari Frazier for the Tigers on Curtis Young.
Well, and what toughness shown by Young on that play. I mean, he really took it in the gut there on that play, and, you know, it got up a little slow, but able to walk off on his own power. I don't know a lot of quarterbacks that could have took a shot like that and walked off themselves.
Heck, Marion, if that's the NFL, that's a penalty and a fine.
Yeah, that's probably
Good
true.
grief.
Yeah, these days, yeah.
I mean, wow. But that's a business also. This isn't.
And Young's got a punt, and it's a high, short one. That's going to hit and take a Lancaster roll. And at the 30-yard lines where it's going to be touched up by Locke.
Isn't it interesting how nice this field is? Ball almost bounces like it's turf, too. You know how we call it a turf bounce a lot of times? You don't see the ball sticking here. It's bouncing and rolling.
That looked like the way I hope my wedge shots go on a soft green, but they don't look like that's a line drive over the green.
Then just to come full circle with Young guys, he's got to line up at middle linebacker here and play his normal spot on defense. So from quarterback to, you know, taking a shot like that, then punting, and then lining up at middle linebacker. What a tough kid.
Basically doesn't come off the field.
He's rolling left, and that's where he's most comfortable.
Crenshaw being chased, and he will get pulled down for a sack. Is coming in there to make the play was Owen Snyder. Came in with a half sack on the season. He'll pick up the full sack there.
They really like to push him left. I find it interesting that, you know, it's really been a much heavier direction that he's gone is left than right.
Second and 16 on the 24.
Loss of 6 on that. Get another look at that sack.
Real good play right here. Good pursuit, good speed, and a good tackle.
Here's a handoff. Mosley trying to find some room. And he's dragging a tackler out across the 35-yard line. Or rather, that was Saran Smith on the carry as Sam Fink took a little bit of a ride.
Yeah, Smith runs hard. He gets north and south really quick.
He was another guy who was a role player a year ago for the Tigers. That's seemingly how they do it is year before you'll be a role player, get, you know, a carry here and there, and then you become the 1-2 punch the next year.
Well, there's reasons why that works. You know, we can talk about those later on.
Crenshaw throws over the middle, catch is made. That's going to be for a first down by Brooks Kunkel.
Number 24, Brooks Kunkel.
Kunkel, a 6'2", 215-pound junior.
Titan Johnson. Result of the play is a first down for the Tigers. First and 10 on the 48.
Guys,
watch him zip that in. Bang.
Yeah, I was actually going to say, guys, we've talked about Hamilton, you know, and his offer, you know, acceptance at Ohio State. And also Styles has had, you know, certainly his college looks. But, you know, I am extremely impressed. Extremely impressed with Demetri Crenshaw tonight. I mean, he is really looking sharp, throws the ball with great velocity, and can move really well also.
He's going to look to put it up. In trouble. Tries to get away. And he'll get back to line of scrimmage and a little bit more as he broke the tackle of Cole Smith and got a couple extra yards.
He's right on cue there, Marion. Showed his little toughness there, too.
That's right.
6 on the 48. Correction, 49.
Watch him make something out of nothing.
Yeah, for as much talent as he has, he's a really big kid. I mean, to be here, you know, on the field next to him, you kind of see his size, thick kid. And again, has a lot of strength when he's out there.
6'2", 205 is what he's listed as. And here's Styles on the slant, loses the football, and Lancaster got it. Titan Johnson with the recovery, and a couple of Tigers are down, including Lorenzo Styles Jr.
Lancaster recovers the ball.
Also down on the field, an offensive lineman for the Tigers. Looks like that's number 73, Kyle Imboden, a 6'3", 280-pound sophomore. Styles is up. And you notice away from the ball on the lower right side, you saw Imboden get rolled up on.
Yeah, with all the feet in one small area of big people, sometimes it's a wonder there aren't more of those kind of injuries.
Absolutely. Nice to see Imboden getting up and walking over to the sidelines.
And let's say a big thank you to our second half scoreboard sponsor, Buckeye Lake Marina. If you're looking for a new boat, a great pre-owned watercraft, or a place to get parts for your boat, Buckeye Lake Marina has it all. Buckeye Lake is back and better than ever, and the gang at Buckeye Lake Marina looks forward to your support.
So after the turnover, Lancaster will have it 1st and 10 at their own 46 with 7:05 to go here in the third, just trying to get something going offensively.
Absolutely.
Titan Johnson into the ball game, and he's going to hand off to George Sherrick, who's going to pick up a first down.
33, George Sherrick.
Williams on the stop for the Tigers, but the Gales will move the chains for the first time in what seems like a while.
Well, the first play of the half here, after Pickerington scored, they went for 10 or 11, but they've had a little more success this half, Josh. Watch right here. Good hole, good burst. Lost his balance a little bit there at the end.
Johnson will drop back to pass on first down, steps up and will go down.
Number 10, Titan Johnson sacked on the play by number 33.
And in there, C.J. Doggett on the sack, as Johnson tried to duck underneath of him, but just couldn't do it. Doggett picks up his first sack of the season. And now we'll see Titan Johnson head off, and back into the ball game is Curtis Young. Young will work under center. And looked like a little miscommunication there, whether that was a give or a pull by Young and Sage Hill.
20, Sage Hill.
Hill will be credited for the 2-yard gain
22, Tyler Gillison.
as Gillison makes the stop.
On the 42.
Well, if you against the wing, if you can take the fullback away, and they've done that since early in the game, they've taken the fullback away from them, it limits them offensively.
Bring up 3rd and 10 as we're inside of 5.5 to play in the third. Young will send Sherrick in motion, play action, throwing over the middle, and that one's incomplete.
Pass by number 14.
Almost a catch by Brock Thomas, who would have been close to a first down. Don Marasco there in coverage to bring up 4th down. And we'll see if
looks like they're going for it.
Looks like they are.
Yes.
Well, you're in a spot in the field that you have that luxury.
Well, you know what? You're on the other side at least, and in 5 minutes to go, and you're down 3 touchdowns. At some point, you know, you don't give up hope yet.
Right.
So you've got a shot.
Well, last year they were down by a few with about 3.5 to go and scored 13 points to go ahead in that game. So I suppose anything can happen. 4th down. Young facing pressure, in trouble. Throws it up the sidelines, incomplete. Was trying to find Owen Snyder. He was well covered. A.J. Sanders in coverage, and Lancaster will turn it over on downs.
Yeah, he's just not, you know, the few times that he's had an opportunity to step back, he just doesn't have enough time to really, peruse the field at all.
On the 42-yard line.
He was looking like he was trying to find Fink, who was open immediately, but Young just couldn't find him in time.
Yeah, spacing wasn't very good between 2 receivers either. You don't want them within, you know, arm's length of each other.
Crenshaw will hand off to Mosley, trying to get the edge, and he will, and will get up to midfield. Forced out of bounds.
Number 10, Titan Johnson.
Titan Johnson and Max Hamilton there to force him out. But a pickup of 9 for Mosley on that carry.
I tell you, it's been very businesslike for the Tigers here. You know, they're running the ball majority of the time, sprinkle a pass in here and there, but I really like their demeanor.
Well, and you had to think, just given the way last year's game happened, and you know, they weren't going to take anything lightly tonight. As we have a penalty before the play.
Dead ball, encroachment. Number 8 on the defense. 5-yard penalty, Results in first down.
Rothenberger there in the neutral zone before the play, so that will give the Tigers a first down.
10 on the 44-yard line.
Crenshaw will work out of the gun here on 1st and 10. Mosley weaving through the defense, breaking tackles. Nick Mosley, 20, 10. Can he get a stiff arm to the end zone? Is he in? Yes, touchdown Tigers.
Number 4, Nick Mosley ran the ball. 4-8 touchdown for the Tigers.
Not quite as long as the last one, but he had to do a little more work on that score.
He's an outstanding running back.
And a junior.
Hey, Max Hamilton gave everything he had to try and keep him out of the end zone, but Mosley gave him that stiff arm just to get to the pylon.
Certainly could smell that end zone when you get that close.
It's pretty impressive back.
Tigers trying to get all 11 out there. Looks like they may have 10.
Had some trouble with alignment tonight. Something they'll have to work out.
Coaches like to have a little bit of things to work on, at least to get on their players at. As Bookman drills the extra point to make it 28-0 in favor of the Tigers.
And guys, just a quick update on the lineman Kyle M. Bowden, that we saw him go down on the last drive before that scoring drive. At first we thought it might have been a knee injury, but it turns out that it might have just been a high ankle sprain. Looks like they're taping that up right now. He's trying to put a shoe on. The injury doesn't look to be too serious. Looks like they didn't need him much after that last drive, but looks like he's going to be okay.
Good news to hear that these won't be any lingering injuries.
And let's say thanks to Standing Stone Bank. Whether you're ready to tackle a mortgage loan or need cash for home improvements, make Standing Stone Bank the key player in your home or business financial plans. Business to business, neighbor to neighbor, let's grow this town together. Standing Stone Bank, an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
3 plays, 58 yards, only took 17 seconds as Nick Mosley capped it off with a 44-yard touchdown run. That certainly will make the drive go a little quicker.
Yeah. He's had a big, big second half here.
I'll give you some scores after this kickoff. A couple of interesting games. Bookman looks to drill this one. That's a low line drive that Sherrick will take about the 8-yard line. And he's going to get a decent return, still on his feet, now tripped up at the 32-yard line. Talked about Bookman putting it in the end zone. What do we do the last couple times? He kicks it a little bit short. A couple of scores for you. In the fourth quarter, it's Upper Arlington 10, Hilliard-Davidson 7.
Wow.
Two teams that both of these teams tonight have played during the regular season. Berne Union's up on Wyndham 36-19. That's a fourth quarter score. Liberty Union trailing Grandview 20-13. We'll get some more scores here in a moment. Pick North up on Grove City as we figured it would be, 31-6. That's in the third. Sherrick in motion, gets the handoff, goes straight upfield, reverses field to the 40, runs over a man. And gets taken down as Titan Johnson back in the ballgame at quarterback. And Sherrick will have a first down.
Yeah, they've as I said, they've had 3 or 4 of those 10-yard runs this half. They're much better that way. Just can't get consistent right now.
Groveport up 14-0 on Canal Winchester in the third. Man of Clear Creek all over Circleville, 47-8 in the third. Fisher Catholic, no problem right now. Fairfield Christian rolling 45-7 in the third. And now here's a handoff straight ahead, and Thomas is not going to find any running room.
Yeah, that play never looked right there for some reason. There was, I thought they were power right, and they ran motion left, but there really wasn't anybody on this end to block anybody.
Yeah. William Dukes the fourth there on the stop for the Tigers. And here's an interesting score at the half. It's a halftime score is all we have. 7-7 Reynoldsburg and Gahanna. Can't believe that one.
Got to play every night.
Yeah. Especially in this league. 2nd and 10 from the 43. Johnson on a keeper around the right end, and he'll get a couple of yards. As Dom Marasco there to wrap him up.
Just to comment on that Gahanna score, guys, you know, even though they lost pretty big last week to Pickerington Central, they moved the ball quite well. I think ended up scoring 29 points and had about 345 yards on these Tigers tonight. So, you know, again, it just speaks to the competition, particularly in this league, but in, you know, Central Ohio Division I and Division II football.
Yeah, and the Gales will have to go to Gahanna next week. Both of these teams yet to play Reynoldsburg.
Now when you go through this division, it's really, it's a gauntlet.
3rd down. Johnson throwing in the slant, and that's incomplete. Almost a great catch made there by number 4. That's Eli Rathburn, thrown a little bit behind him, though.
Pretty sure the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage, guys.
Okay. Well, that would make sense of why it was a little off target.
Number 21, Dom Marasco, and number 3, Lorenzo Stiles Jr. back deep to receive the punt from number 14, Curtis
Justin
Young.
Canini and Lorenzo Stiles Jr. will await the punt from Curtis Young.
Kick away from Stiles. It's not rocket science. He's been pretty impressive.
They kick it right to him. We'll take it at the 16. You got to listen to Tim on that advice.
Yeah, they've got it covered really well this time.
Coverage team does a good job there to keep Stiles contained. And while we're talking about schedules, I mentioned, you know, Lancaster next week goes to Gahanna. Pickerington Central, they've got a big one next week against their crosstown rival, Pickerington North. We'll get a chance to look at Lancaster's schedule. Got Gahanna next week, North at home the week after that, and then Reynoldsburg on the road. That's a tough finish, even though Gahanna's 0-6.
Yeah, but on the road and
never an easy place to play.
Never. And you know they have good players. They just for some reason haven't been able to put together.
On 1st down, Crenshaw in trouble, looking, and he will tuck it and run and get what he can, get out of bounds. And we'll see the Tigers' schedule here. As mentioned, they're at North next week. The tough one, they probably are thinking about payback to Reynoldsburg after losing and breaking a long winning streak at Reynoldsburg last year. They'll get them here at Tiger Stadium and close at Grove City. But look at the beginning of their schedule. That first game, Winter Park, Florida, that was down in Georgia. Then they went to the state of Indiana to play Columbus East. And then they had Naperville, Illinois here at home. Didn't play a team from Ohio until Groveport. And here's a handoff to Mosley, and he will get a couple of yards there. And while we're at it, let's take a look at the computer points. Both these teams, both in Region 3, Pickerington Central. I don't know if you can call them a lock, but they're pretty good with their position right now to get in, at least. Just trying to get a home game at this point. You can see a couple of opponents that Lancaster's played down there near the cutoff line. Hilliard Darby and Upper Arlington. Of course, a couple of OCC Ohio teams, Reynoldsburg there at 3rd and Pick North at 5th.
Always going to be close when you go to 7th, 8th there. It's always going to be tight.
3rd down and 8 for the Tigers. And Crenshaw will keep it and get to the 30 and across the 30. Looked like that might have been a little bit of a busted play.
Well, you know the thing in Fairfield County too, Josh, we've got some other teams that are probably, you know, looking pretty good right now, depending on how tonight goes. But when you talk about Amanda, Clear Creek, I guess we claim Canal also because they're half and half. They're half Fairfield and Franklin County, and of course Fisher Catholic. So
and Bloom Carroll right on the cutoff line right now as there's whistles and flag. Nope, timeout taken by Lancaster.
Timeout, Lancaster. First charge timeout.
Lancaster, first charge.
Be their first. Perhaps they didn't have the right personnel out there on that play.
And let's say thanks to Larry Tipton over at Buffalo Wild Wings. He and his crew have great food, great service, and the best sports viewing in town. It's all at Buffalo Wild Wings in the Plaza Shopping Center on North Memorial Drive. And remember, every one of our football games will be televised with their instant replay immediately after the game at Buffalo Wild Wings in Lancaster.
Also, don't forget, coming up a little bit later, we'll be naming players of the game from both teams, so we'll have to make our decisions on that one.
Varsity crowd.
Minute 49 to go here in the third. All Tigers. And it looks like they'll send the punting unit out. Max Hamilton, who be back deep for Lancaster. There you see Drew Bookman, who's been a pretty busy guy tonight. Double duty, punter and place kicker. Punts this one, a high one. Hamilton will call for the fair catch at the 26-yard line. That's where Lancaster will take over. See who comes out at quarterback for the Gales. Seen a little bit of Curtis Young, a little bit of Titan Johnson.
No return.
And it's going to be Titan Johnson.
First and 10 on the 26
for the Gales.
I mean, Curtis has been banged up a little bit. Plus, you know, Marion mentioned earlier he's playing middle linebacker also. So you're in the mix of everything there, and that's a tough combination.
And you don't see that a lot at Division I. I mean, certainly at the lower levels, you're going to see that just because you don't have the numbers. But you don't see that a lot in the Division I. There's a mix-up in the backfield, and it's going to result in a turnover to the Tigers.
Fumble on the play. Tigers recover the ball, number 48,
Dakari Frazier with the return, or recovery for the Tigers. And we'll get another look at that.
Tigers have the ball, first and 10 on this.
Looks like a couple of players trying to go in the wrong direction at the same time.
Yeah, just not in rhythm there.
We'll set up the Tigers in the red zone. First and 10 at the 17. Crenshaw will hand off. Mosley will try and bounce it wide and get hit at the end of the play with a late flag coming in. He got walloped at the end by Zindel Graff.
He got a hold.
And he'll come back. Also looks like an injury. Titan Johnson down.
Holding on the offense, number 14. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Holding call against Pickerington, 10-yard penalty from follow the foul.
Training staff coming out to take a look at Titan Johnson.
Watch right here. There's the hold. See him hook him.
The guy he held made the tackle.
Yeah, he didn't hold him well enough, did he? Yeah, if I'm running the ball, I'm going to say, hold him better, would you?
Yeah, I mean, that's if you're going to hold it, make it worth it, I guess. Get your money's worth.
Don't let him land on top of me. You got a defensive end or outside linebacker out there.
See some youngsters enjoying the game tonight. Nice crowd here on hand at Tigers Stadium, and really cool atmosphere. They call this place the Ditch down in the valley. You got the Sycamore Creek running just beyond the north end zone. Of course, the water table here is sometimes a bit of an issue. You saw a couple summers ago, this place was flooded. That's part of the reason why they haven't had turf, is because if there was a flood like that, the insurance would be cost prohibitive.
No, but it sure looks beautiful here tonight.
And with grass like this, who needs turf?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the effectiveness of the cost and all that. I don't have that information, but
there you see the facility.
This was before the game tonight. Look how nice that is.
Yes. Here's an inside handoff. That's Gabicini, who gets knocked out of bounds inside the 10. He went off a little bit earlier with an injury, but looked pretty healthy there.
Sure did.
Gabicini on the carry. Hamilton there on the stop for Lancaster. Be close to the first down marker.
Guys, just to finish up your thought on this turf, again, it looks tremendous tonight, but it seems that they probably most likely have the advantage of not having a whole lot of other teams play on this turf. You know, that's a lot of times you see other, you know, when teams are having to share the field with the soccer team, field hockey team, other sports. That's where you see the, you know, the damage really take place.
And there's Mosley cashing in his third touchdown of the night.
Number 4, Nick Mosley, 7-yard touchdown run for number 4, Mosley.
And that will put us in a running clock as well after that score. I was talking, Marion, to your point, was talking to someone before the game about the field, and they said they've tried to limit the number of games on here. I mean, you still see the soccer line, so they do play some soccer here, but probably not quite as much as they once did.
Sure.
And Bookman out to attempt another extra point. Kick is up, and it is blocked.
Good effort.
I was just about to say that he'd only had one misfire and an extra point this season coming into tonight's game.
That was Max Hamilton, wasn't it?
Looked like it might have been. Perhaps we'll get another look at that one as they're announcing to the crowd that this will be played under a running clock unless Lancaster gets this under 30. Not sure who that young man is there on the stick, but someone's got a fan in the stands. I'm going to look at the extra point.
People have been so cordial up here for us. Josh made it easy, and
looked like it was Hamilton coming off the edge. Yeah, to your point, Tim, thanks to Bo Hansen, the athletic director at Pickerington Central, for all of his help, and the folks here for helping us, make us feel like home for tonight. You see us up there. I call this the side porch or the front porch, back porch, whatever you're going to call it.
Hey.
Jim Spires to our left.
If it's not raining and the wind's not blowing, it's ideal to be right here. But
it is.
But I've been here before when it's doing that.
I have too.
Not as comfortable.
No, it's not. And the rain hopefully will hold off till we're all out of here. As Bookman will put this one,
look at that one,
into the end zone, through the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go, 69 yards in the air again.
We want to thank our fantastic crew tonight. Top camera Jim Spires doing a great job as always. Down on the field, Tom Russo. Also in the truck, the replay master Shane Messina. Next to him, Donnie Ziegfeld with graphics. And of course, Beth Campetti doing the stats. Fine job as always. And there you see Jim next to us. And then, of course, the Grand Poobah down there, Bob Campetti, our producer and director.
Poobah, okay. It's either the Flintstones or Happy Days, right?
I don't know where that came from, sorry. First down handoff.
Ready to ball, number 33, George Sherrick.
Sherrick will get a couple there. This will call him Howard Cunningham. Better than Richie Cunningham, I guess.
Number 64,
now, there's going to be some of our audience that's not going to get any of this. You
I barely can. I've seen some reruns. That's all I can say.
Yeah, well, yeah. Funny guy.
And that will take us to the end of the third quarter with the score Pickerington Central 34-0. Well in control of this one. And with the running clock, this fourth quarter will probably go pretty quickly. I mean, Tim, as a coach in this situation, what are you telling your players really on both sides? Because obviously it's a different situation. We may start to see some more reserves here in the fourth quarter as well.
Well, yeah, you're going to play some kids that have earned some time that may not have gotten any, just because they're behind upperclassmen or players that are maybe a little better at doing things right now. But, from Lancaster's side, you just have to forget the scoreboard. You play every down to the best of your ability. If you're Pickerington, the same thing. The scoreboard does not matter. I'll share this with you. I went to a youth soccer game this week, 2 of them, actually. When I say youth, these are young, 5 years and then like 7 and 8. And kids want to win. You don't have to talk about winning to them. They want to win. You have to talk to them about doing things right, in my opinion. And right now, if you're coaching Pickerington's defense, you're talking about being in the position you're supposed to be in. Lancaster, you're talking about timing, execution.
And here's a handoff to Brock Thomas. He'll have a first down. He's had some nice runs tonight for the Gales.
Like I said, they've had more success this half. It just hasn't shown on the scoreboard. And it hasn't been consistent. They've had longer, more successful runs. This is an excellent run right here. Cuts back. But they just haven't been able to put it all together yet. And you know what? You still have 3 more games. You got to play them like you can do it.
And here's another handoff, and that's a pickup by Sage Hill out to the 41-yard line. Marion, we've seen this Lancaster team a couple of times this year. It just seems like in the first half, they've really struggled offensively and kind of putting it together a little bit in the second half. Obviously tonight, just too big of a margin to overcome. But we've seen that, though, be a better second half team.
Yeah, it's tended to be a team that started slow, as you were alluding to, Josh, there. just, for whatever reason, it seems that, sometimes it's tough for them to get into a rhythm. Maybe, again, sometimes you see with the quarterback switching, it's hard for a guy to get into a rhythm. But, they have tended to pick up as the game's gone on. We saw them gain momentum. Tonight hasn't been the case because, again, when you're just running into a juggernaut such as Pickerington Central, it's tough, with a lot of talent like that. So, but as Tim was saying, they really just need to continue to compete, try to get some momentum going into the remainder of the season because they can still do some nice things.
Yeah, if you like to play, you as a young person, I think it's harder on coaches sometimes. Player, you just get ready and play the next game, whatever the next event is.
Sherrick hit as the Lancaster player lost his helmet, hit by Dom Marasco right at the line of scrimmage. That's Dalton Golden will have to run off for a play after losing his bucket. Gain of 1 there on that play.
But I really believe in that people love to win. It's fun to win. Doesn't mean you're a bum if you lose or you're not anything, but it's fun to win. So talk about doing things right that lead to that, and keep the focus simple.
Now whistles and flags will stop this play. It'll be a false start against Lancaster.
Dead ball, false start, offense, number 33.
Yeah, I don't think
5-yard penalty, second down.
No, I think injury is the only thing that will stop the clock.
That and change of possession.
Or timeout, yep. Just a couple of stoppages. A couple of years since they've implemented that. Marion, are you a fan of the running clock in these type of situations?
Well, I think so. And I hate to be indecisive on it, but, as a competitor, I think I would always want to, have every second I could to, if not win, but make the game as competitive as it could be. But from the other side of it, I see, you see for a while there were some scores that were, 70-0 and 80-0, and teams just really, sometimes even not even purposely running it up, just again because they were playing. And the guys that are out there, they may be your second or third string. They still want to play. They still want to score and get their name in the paper. So I think the rule does make sense because you can get into some, pretty big mismatches from time to time.
Of course, it's always fun as a young guy, sophomore, maybe even freshman in some instances, getting out there to play in a varsity game, even though the score's already been decided, getting to play under those bright lights is something special, and sometimes those chances are diminished because of that rule.
Yeah, absolutely, and again, that's one of the trade-offs of it. So that there's probably no perfect answer, but the officials, and those in charge are trying to do the best they can.
Another false start.
That was a Canadian football league play right there. They had 2 guys going at the same time.
Third down.
Yeah, the Gales were supposed to play a Canadian team week 2, but that game got canceled. You probably would have seen a couple of Canadian players forgetting those rules and doing that.
I look like the Winnipeg Blue Bombers there in motion.
Going for the Grey Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're Lancaster, these are the things that you want to clean up. If you're going to use this time for some sort of, to do something productive, you want to make sure that you clean up the little things, penalties like we just saw with 2 men in motion, and, just play really sound, get some good reps in here. Again, obviously you're probably not going to win the game here, but you want to clean up those little things if you can.
Third down and long, and ball squirts loose, and it's going to be another takeaway for the Tigers. And Hill lost the football. I'm not sure who came up with that for Lancaster, but while we've got time here before it gets away with us with the running clock, let's name our players of the game, and we'll start first with the Pickerington Central player, sponsored by Fairfield National Bank. And I'll let you pick that, Tim.
Yeah, thanks.
Easy one.
Yeah, let me get Marion in this, okay? I want to get Marion. I think there's 2 people that have really, they have a lot of good players, but Crenshaw and Mosley have stood out to me. Stiles is right there with them, but Crenshaw and Mosley have stood out. And if you had a vote tonight, Marion, who would you vote for as far as player of the game for the Tigers?
Oh, I would absolutely vote for Mosley. And again, it's not the Crenshaw. He's had an exceptional game, but Mosley, I think, was the one that really blew this game open when he came out in the second half. They really didn't make a concerted effort. It didn't seem like they made a concerted effort to get him the ball in the first half, and that's why I think things were pretty close most of that first half. But in that second half, he had that big run right out of the gate. to start the second half and really just took over this football game. I would give it to Nick Mosley.
And I'm in agreement with you there.
You can't go wrong with either one, to be honest.
No. And there's always a few players we know, but I'm in total agreement with Marion on that. I just wanted to pick his brain, him being a back receiver / person that had the football in his hands.
Seeing some fresh jerseys out there for both teams. Orlando Camara on the carry for the Tigers. Also at quarterback is Josh Rawls. And mention our offensive player of the game brought to you by Fairfield National Bank. Fairfield National Bank knows when life gets real, you need a banker who cares about your story. Take Lauren, for example. After her father passed, Lauren knew her mother should move in with her, but she also knew mom needed help getting her finances in order. That's why they sat down with one of our bankers. Together, they got the attention and accounts they needed to navigate the transition, and Lauren found the free time to finally learn to make her mom's favorite pie. We call that banking built for living. Come by or visit FairfieldNationalBank.com to find an account built for your life. Fairfield National Bank is a division of the Park National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Well, let's get your thoughts. We're going to select a player of the game from Lancaster. Let's get your thoughts, Josh, on that, and Marion chime in on that also.
There's a handoff on the left side. That's Dante Crenshaw on the carry. Well, boy, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I like the play of Owen Snyder tonight at linebacker. I thought he had a pretty good game, had a sack, and was running down Demetra Crenshaw a couple times. See what Marion thinks about that.
I think that's a good call, Owen Snyder. He was all over the field tonight. He's really been the heart and soul of this defense all season long. Played a nice game tonight. Again, it's hard to stop a team that's as talented as Pickerington Central is and can beat you in so many different ways, but Owen Snyder would certainly get my vote. He played a nice game.
And tonight's Lancaster Player of the Game is brought to you by the Edwards Insurance Agency, specializing in providing personalized insurance coverage that meets the needs of our individual clients. Contact Todd or Dale Edwards today. So congrats to Nick Mosley and Owen Snyder, our players of the game.
Yeah, I think we were all in agreement there. I mean, I really thought Lancaster's defense played outstanding in the first half, with the exception of one big play, and then and again, you got to give Pickerington credit. And then the end of the half, where Pickerington executed a 2.5-minute drive to get in there, but they had to really work for it. And I think that's a really good selection for our players of the game.
Orlando Camara on the carry will pick up a first down for the Tigers as we're inside of 3.5 minutes to play. And, we talked about a couple baseball analogies earlier, so I'll give you another one. The defense for Lancaster is kind of like a pitcher who just didn't get a lot of run support. Early on in the game, they didn't get a lot of help from their offense. And when, you're out there for a while, you can only hold out for so long.
Yeah, you'll get exposed, especially with a team as good as Pickerington offensively.
Sure. There's a carry by number 26. That's Thomas Few, 5'9", 175-pound senior.
But I think we also need to throw, we've got our individual awards. Let's throw a big kudos out to the Pickerington defense tonight.
Yeah.
I really think they came ready, focused. They never gave up anything big. They really limited the yardage in the first half to get control of it and gain momentum, and then they made big plays in the second half here with Mosley. So a big shout out to Pickerington's defense tonight. I thought they played outstanding.
Especially longtime defensive coordinator Jeff LaMonaco, who's probably really proud about that shutout they're pitching right now. There's a handoff the right side, and on that carry, Dante Crenshaw, who picks up a first down for the Tigers. A lot of reserves in there now, even more coming in and out of the lineup for the Tigers. And nothing else, you're going to see a lot of young guys happy to get some playing time tonight.
Yeah, you slip them in. I know the running clock and all the pros and cons of that, but, sometimes there's, especially at the schools that are smaller that have limited rosters, there's just not a lot to gain in a 40, 50-point game.
And a little mix-up there, and on the keeper and heading out of bounds is Josh Rawls.
Yeah, he said, you take it.
Yeah, sometimes you get some mix and match personnel. You'll get maybe an older reserve player and then some JV players, and that mixing and mashing sometimes doesn't turn out well.
Well, you know what? A lot of the Fridays they may not get a play.
Sure.
And they're playing on Saturday mornings with a whole different group of people, and I always get a kick out of watching them. These young people late in the game, both sides of the ball here.
Tigers getting lined up as we come upon a minute to play in this ball game, and whistles and flags. Might have had 12 out there.
Well, he's counting. The umpire's counting.
And yep, that was the case.
Participation penalty against the Tigers. 5-yard penalty for a previous spot.
And we'll have at least one more play to run. With that new 40-second play clock. Don't know if you're a fan of that or not.
You know, I had an official send me the information. I don't think it's going to change a lot, and especially once they get used to it. I think it's better.
There's a handoff, trying to get outside on that carry. Number 26, Thomas Few. Get a couple yards there, and that's going to pretty much do it if the Tigers so choose.
And if you look around your area,
down to 8 seconds.
If you look around your area and search for some lost keys,
they're trying to get one more playoff for their young guys, but I don't think it's going to happen.
If you find them, please bring them to the press box.
And that's the ball game. A dominating effort tonight by the Pickerington Central Tigers as they shut out Lancaster 34-0. Tigers will now focus their sights on another rivalry game next week against Pickerington North. They got another one after that against Reynoldsburg, 3 in a row for the Tigers, which is the way they've had it for the last few years.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? You don't have to give any speeches in the locker room, Josh. Players are going to come ready because they know what's at stake.
Lancaster will try and regroup next week, a tough one on the road, even though Gahanna 0-6, and we're in a dogfight tonight with Reynoldsburg. We'll try and get a score update. I know Marion's efforting trying to get Jay Sherritt down on the sidelines. Check on that Reynoldsburg score with Gahanna. It is 28-14 now, Reynoldsburg, a third quarter score.
That's hard to believe, Gahanna being 0-7.
Yeah, it's hard to believe. You follow things every week and you look around and you see, who's good, who's not good, and you see Gahanna at the bottom of the standings 0-7. They're a team that's never really been bad. They've it's hard to believe they haven't won a title since 2001, but they're a team that is always right there, and the struggle this year, the way they are, is just surprising.
It's hard. I feel, I guess the sympathetic part of me for coaches, players, when you haven't won a game, it just wears. And I always have a little sympathy for them.
Let's take a look at our final stats, brought to you by Dr. Jeffrey Wilson, DDS, with over 35 years of experience. Dr. Jeffrey Wilson and his staff are committed to provide the best dental services to their patients. Happy patients make perfect smiles, and Dr. Wilson and his staff will make sure your dental health and comfort is their top concern. Accepting new patients, he is currently located in Bremen, but will be expanding and bringing his years of experience to Lancaster in the fall of 2019. His office can be reached at 740-569-7563 to make an appointment.
Well, Josh, when you have 382 yards to 147, that pretty much says it all right there. And the 4 turnovers.
One was at the end of the half, but still.
Yeah, well, really, 3 that mattered big. And then the ability of Mosley and Crenshaw. So.
And I know Marion's trying to get Coach Sherritt, and we'll take a look more of these stats here. But we'll see what Lancaster does the rest of the year as they're, talk about a tough schedule. And Marion, I just want to get his thought. He's down there trying to get Coach Sherritt. So, Tim, while we're waiting on Marion, just want to get your final thoughts on this game.
I think we've said it all night, Josh, that Pickerington dominated defensively. Big plays with Mosley. And Crenshaw in the first half showed his poise, composure. Second quarter, I thought he helped them gain momentum. And then it's all Mosley second half. They just did a better job, as Marion brought up, getting him in the ball.
And Marion was unable to get Coach Sherritt, but he's down there. Just want to get your thoughts, Marion, on this game tonight.
Yeah, just incredible performance tonight by the Tigers. Just a complete performance, on the offensive side of the ball. As Tim was saying, particularly in the second half, Mosley just really blew this game open, really showed his talent with long runs up the middle, did a fantastic job. And then Crenshaw, just a steady hand on this offense. And again, his incredible talent just did a really nice job. And then we talked about the defense. My goodness, to pitch a shutout in any league is tough, but particularly in this league where so many teams are so good and so competitive. This Lancaster team is not an easy team to stop, particularly with the offense that they run. You really have to be disciplined, and they did a fantastic job of that tonight. So hats off to the Pickerington defense. Lancaster may have some things that they obviously need to work on, but they do have some things that they can build on as well, and they've got to keep their head up for the remainder of the season.
All right, Marion, great job down there on the sidelines tonight.
Thanks, you guys as well. Appreciate it.
And Tim, great job as well.
Enjoyed it, Josh.
34-0. Pickerington Central defeats Lancaster to improve to 6-1, and Lancaster falls to 2-4 on the season. For Marion Royster and to Tim Shoemaker and our entire IVP Sports crew, I'm Josh Messerly. Thanks for watching the Buffalo Wild Wings Game of the Week. So long, everybody.
IVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Football Game of the Week. Brought to you by Fairfield Medical Center, Ohio University Lancaster, Standing Stone Bank, North Body Shop, Dawn's Furniture, South Central Power, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, Fairfield National Bank, Jeffrey Wilson DDS, Matt Taylor Kia, Fairfield County Adam H., the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Parks, the Edwards Insurance Agency, Dagger Law, the Carriage Company, Connor Insurance Agency, Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, the Huddle Tire Company, Fairfield Federal, Lines Auto Service, Sheridan Funeral Home, and Buckeye Lake Marina. This has been an IVP Sports production.